Evening all, and welcome back to Factory Town. So now we actually have our system here working, producing our sandwiches for our goods. Everything seems to be so much better. We got a few too many carts going around doing their thing at the moment. I'm gonna chop that down for the moment, but I'm not gonna get rid of the carts. Nope, we're going to steal them and put them on here. Right. Okay, and I'm going to drop that down to 4 carts because they're all 4 carts currently grabbing food, and none are grabbing the coats, but they will grab the coats because the food will end up being changed. One thing I have realised that this is, I've done the same as I did previous episode where I've put the pickup directly on the main line, and really I should not be doing that. I should have a step to prevent too many things being picked up at once from the same place. Essentially, if this was producing really fast, the first cart will grab 5 or 4, 20, whatever it is. The next cart will grab 1, next cart will grab 1, next cart will grab 1, and you never get the second thing. So we'll fix that. We will fix that, but not right now. Right now, we're going to fix our cloth problem, because cloth is a big problem. That barn's getting some. This barn's getting none. And I need to figure out why. And I think it's purely because we're not producing enough cloth. That's an issue. We now have extra minecarts on here. Turn the logic back on. And get our carts going, shall we? We've got lots of leather going around for some bizarre reason, but not enough. Not enough cloth. So, how do we want to do the cloth? We want to put a farm in, and I'm thinking I might just put in like 2 farms up here and directly feed this workshop with cotton, because it's not required anywhere else. So that might make a bit of sense there. Get rid of that barn. We don't need that one. And what have we got here? We've got wood, nails, planks and planks. Okay. We also need to get into production of these other goods as well, because that's going to start struggling for us. Right, so I can remove that path. That was used just to transport what cloth we had up. So let's remove that one. And we may have a path coming along at some place. I'm not sure yet. I might in fact do it there where I had that too thick path. I'm not sure yet, but yeah, we're going to have a farm or 2 in here doing cotton. And I'm just toying with the idea, do I want it to go directly into the workshop? I don't need cotton anywhere else. It's only ever used in that one recipe. So it doesn't need to go on the main line. So, okie dokie. Right. Let's clear a path, shall we? Clear away this here, and I think I want to build the same sort of system here. 2 farms feeding a central barn, and the barn then coming down and feeding workshop. With the barn floating in the middle, which does look a bit weird, but well, I'm fine with it looking a bit weird. So I'll put it there and there. And like that. There's our border. Okay. We need to put farm tiles down. Now, this is going to be the interesting part, because we aren't actually doing anything with the fertilizer. I've just realised here. We're not outputting fertilizer to anywhere. and we will need fertilizer because that's kind of important thing. Right, that kitchen can go. We don't need that. And that grain mill. Filter those out a bit. So if I want to grab fertilizer, right. So those around, we'll have a row going along here, grabbing the fertilizer, and we'll just put it in a barn at the end. I think that's probably the best way of doing it. I did say I wanted to change this cart system up to have them come around the back, but if I do that, then I don't know where I could put the fertilizer. So that wouldn't really work. Although I did want to move these, didn't I? I did want to move them down. Move the patches down here, move this whole system down, make it quicker. And then have the fertilizer being grabbed, come down, come along this line here, go back up again. So I want to move it, but I'm not going to move it right now. I don't think. I think that's we don't need to move it right now. I probably should, but well, we're not going to. Okay, so let's see, now I've turned all these to be facing down, so they would output all their goods. Not what we want. So let's move them to be facing inwards and outwards, because you can't have that arrow facing towards an input because it won't let you do it. Like so. Let's pause the game because I'm going to need 3, 4, 5, and 6, and they're all going to have to be set to fertilizer, which is there. And they can be left on permanently because we're never going to have to turn off the fertilizer. It can just sit on that belt if need to be. Once we fill up the barn. There we go. That will give us loads of fertilizer, and we need fertilizer to plant the grain fields, so that makes sense. That makes sense. Okie dokie. Now, the other thing is that we're going to need cotton, and I can't plant any cotton because I don't have any. So I'm going to have to bring up the cheat menu, and was it admin on? Was that? No, that wasn't. Oh, or was it just admin? There we go, admin mode on, and then you admin off for turning it off. Right. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put down a piece of cotton, right, I'll put down 2. Oh, can only place on a farm tile. Ah, okay. So, we'll put in 2 farm tiles, and then we will grab cotton, and we'll put in 2. And then we will turn admin mode off. There we go. And like we did before with the berries and sugar over here, we will just let them grow and build up and do what they're doing. So it doesn't feel like we're cheating as much. It's not really a cheat because obviously we don't have the resources on the map. Just putting the resources on the map, they should be more abundant than that, but I could fill the whole system with cotton and get it for free, and that's not really good. And there we go. They're being grabbed by the farm, getting cotton. Awesome. Right. So what are we going to do here? What are we going to do? We're going to temporarily grab a barn there, and we're going to grab a worker and tell you to grab cotton and put it in there, so that we can spread out a little bit. Because I want to obviously build up here. 2, 3, like so. But I don't want to do it yet until I planted the cotton, because otherwise it becomes really awkward to do. Okay, right. So interesting strategy. Okay. But there we go. There's all the cotton placed in the awkward places. So let's realise I've done this wrong. Oh, blimey. Yep, I have done this wrong. Turn you off. Why didn't you tell me? Why didn't any of you tell me I'd done that wrong? They're not supposed to be up against each other. That one's supposed to be one further over. That's no good. That can come straight over to there, and I think that will work. Yep. Yep, that should work just fine. Okie dokie. Right, so we'll delete that farm and then we'll put it in there instead, where it's supposed to be. There we go. And oh, we're not quite ready for that yet. And then we should be able to put in more cotton like so, which will cover that centerpiece. And then put in a barn like so. And do that. Awesome. Right. So this can be deleted because it's not needed, and you can be cleared, and you can be cleared, and in fact you can be set to just wool. Because we don't need any cotton going in there from that side, because well, we don't. Right, so I'm afraid, workers, you've got to go. Sorry about that. But now we can get to planting our large cotton fields. And we can get this finally working. Okay, so, and that will come down and that will feed the place here for that working. For some bizarre reason, our timer has stopped there again. That's not helpful. That's going to cause issues for these. Okay, not sure what happened there, but well. And oh, you have got cloth in you now. You are getting cloth. You are going down there. You require wool now. Okay, why are we not getting wool? What's the issue with wool? Here is wool. Wool is out of storage because this. Nope, no, that's working. Wool just takes a long time. Wool takes 6 seconds. So, yeah, just purely because it takes a bit longer to make, we're not getting as much wool as I'd like. And the wool's being used here. Maybe I should shut this off. Maybe this should actually be just a cotton producing system to make the cloth, so that our wool can actually get used over here for the warm coats. Because if these farms can produce enough, then we can definitely switch it over to that. It's going to take a little while to fill the fields up before I activate this and get it going. Right, so if I remove those, then I can probably remove this as well. We've got an OR function going on there. But that doesn't matter because that OR function is just going to go, oh, I've only got one input, so it's true. So I can leave that, and that's fine. Not a problem. I've just realised that rather than having a bit of logic here to do this, I could literally just tell 2 of these carts. So let's say first one's going to be food, second one's going to be general goods, the third one's going to be food, and the fourth one's going to be general goods. And what that'll probably do is it will grab a load of sandwiches, if you had any, and then the next one will grab like 1 sandwich, which isn't ideal, but yeah. You're struggling for bread. You're struggling for bread because we haven't linked the bread up to the main system because we were waiting for that to be emptied. Okay. There you go. Right, you've still got fish that's going on there. You're doing that. You're going to be switched over to doing that fish once you're done. Yeah. Okie dokie. Okay, so we got 10% happiness, and that's because we're just not getting enough food to the market, which makes sense because we weren't producing enough sandwiches. So now we should be. Now we should be producing enough sandwiches. I could even add this to our Steam network, which I think I should do. Let's remove those. That one, that's the important one. Is any of these? No, I do want to add that. Oh. That one. There we go. Yeah, because that takes 10 seconds to produce cheese. So any boost we can give it is helpful. You're struggling for wool. What do you got in you? You've got leather in you. So it's just a wool shortage, and I think that's purely because we're not producing wool fast enough. I think we're getting like 1 here and there. So we might have a look at that, see what's going on there. there, I believe, is the farm complete. Let's have a quick mouse over, see if I get any tooltips telling me it's not. Nope, it is. That's fine. Okie dokie. Okay, how many people have I got in these farms? Currently 5. We're not using that many people anymore, so I'm going to drop this down. Go with 3 in each. It's finding the balance where this stays full. But where the farms sort of stay just getting full and then tiptoe down, up and down. So, and obviously right now this is dropping down because you are using wool. Although that does look as if it's going up with only 1 worker in each, which probably makes sense because that takes 4 seconds to produce, and that takes 2 seconds. So that means every 4 seconds we produce 2 cotton. That uses 2 cotton and 4 seconds. So technically 1 farm is enough to support 1 workshop. And we got 2, so we're gonna always have a double up of abundance there. So we could technically speed this up to being double speed, but of course it will all balance out because the 140% speed there is also added to that one because it's our happiness, so that works. Just generally looking at the numbers is the way to do it. I didn't even think of that. So 2 grain in 2 seconds, and you produce a grain in 2 seconds. So that means that 2 farms are enough to keep 1 flour mill going. 1 animal feed mill going, but not enough to keep 1 flour mill going. So that's 3 over 4 seconds, and it will take 2, 4, 6 seconds to produce 3 from 1 farm. So you need 3 farms for 1 flour mill. That's if your demand was used 100%. Right now we're not having 100% demand, so things are backing up. Which I'm fine with, which I'm absolutely fine with. These are now working. You're not doing anything right now. You're not doing anything right now, that's fine. Technically, as I said, if that takes 2 seconds for 1 grain, and that's 2 seconds for 1 grain, that means it's producing 2 grain every second. And you are using 2 grain every 2 seconds, and you're using 2 grain every 2 seconds. So technically, these could come down to 1 worker. Like so. And then these should be producing 1 grain every 2 seconds going into the barn. That's setting it down here, and this is using 2 grain every 2 seconds. So those 2 farms are enough to produce that 1 animal feed. Once we grab some flour from there, obviously it falls backwards, and we'll be running at a loss. But then the flour will fill up, and the animal feed will fill up, and it will gather up again. So I'll keep an eye on that, and we'll see how it goes. If it drops down, we'll start adding more workers to it. So far, we don't need any water or fertilizer because that just helps these crops grow faster. And we've got no issue with crops growing faster. I can see that coming. I can see crops being nerfed, their grow rates. So you will get to the point where you might have to feed a farm. Maybe at 1 worker speed, it won't ever be enough. Once you get up to like 5 workers or so, they'll eat more than they can grow. Which I kind of like to see, because right now that apply water and fertilizer is just not used at all. So I would kind of like to see the crops all get nerfed a bit, I think. I think that'd be a good thing. We have an issue with leather going on, however. I suppose that's just because you started calling out for leather and there were loads of carts ready to grab it. So that is kind of a problem. I suppose what I should do is lower these numbers. I mean, you're just on milk 10. Probably... yeah, it's probably not a good number to do that with. We can tweak them later, that's fine. And you're out of chicken. Okay, where's the chicken? Chicken is here. chicken is empty because we have no animal feed, because you are set to off for some bizarre reason. How strange. How very strange indeed. Right, is anything else broken with my logic anywhere? You've got chicken, one chicken each. Nah, not great, but... Right. So let's have a quick look-see here whether we can change this up to speed things up a little bit. Because I'm just thinking, we have no drop-offs over here. Now, this does not have a drop-off. This is purely working off cotton. It's just to pick up. That central reservation we can ignore. That's doing its own thing. All the drop-offs over here. So I'm wondering whether if I change this here to say, if you're an empty cart, go straight. If you're not, go up. So then when our parts come around that have got, say, the leather in that were going around in circles, they would go, well, I'm not going to go all the way around here again. I'm going to go up and then drop off my loop. And they'll just go around in a smaller loop, dropping off their goods until they're empty. And then they can go straight forward again. And that would twist the coal out as well. That would work on the coal, because that would mean it's sorted. I'm really not sure what's going on here. Take the iron, put it in that one. That one's full. No, it's not. Take the iron, put it in that one. Yeah, I think we'll do that. I think we will do that there. So, pause that for a moment. We want to build a filter system, don't we? So let's remove that sorter and go sorter, math block, inventory sorter. Don't need a ball function for this one, but I do need a toggle. So yeah, so we say that is equal to 0, which means that you are connected to that, you connected to that, you are connected to that. So if it equals 0, that will be true. Okay. And that's not what we want. We want that to be a not equal 0. So if it doesn't equal 0, then that is true. Okay. So that's false. So we're going straight along. That's false. That's false. No, that went true for some bizarre reason. Because this is not a we're going to need... How does this work? I think we are going to need that ball function. Do we need that ball function? I do not know. More importantly, why is that an or and that's an and? Oh no, that's correct. That's correct. So do I need an... No, I don't need an and. When that goes over, see, that's... I think the issue is that's going to trigger through, yeah. Yeah, it's not toggling, is it? So what we need to do is oh no, I want a bool function. I want it to be an AND. You go to that. And you go to that. And we don't use a trigger at all, is that right? There we go. So that was true, so we go up. This will be true, so we'll carry on going up. And this will be false, so we'll go straight on. Yay! Right. Okay. And now we also have this empty. All these empty, not quite empty. You've still got a bit of iron in you. And once again, pushing the stop recording button rather than the mute button so I can have a sneezing fit. Anyway, right, so you're taking the iron out of there. That's fine. Okay. Right, so that one is done. We can remove this completely here. We don't need this at all. For some bizarre reason we have floating paths there, and I'm not sure why. Luckily that is easily fixed. Okay, and you, Dragon, you are to grab the iron and put it in there. Oh, let's turn off your recipe, and now you are to grab the iron and put it in there. You are to do the same. Turn off your recipe. Damn it. I did not think that one through. Okay, so we'll put that back in our base. That's fine. You can go. Grab the iron and there. Okay, and that's done. Which means these two are done. So we're gonna finally start working on redoing the iron there. That can go. Leave the line in there for the moment, and I'm just gonna toggle that manually so no carts will ever go down there. Awesome, right. Okay, so let's have a quick look at what's happening, what's going on here. Flour, we have no flour. We don't have enough bits and pieces here. I think that is... I think I'm going to change this to be 20 and 20 because that's one cart worth. And I can set them all to 20 really and say it's just one cart worth. That way you'd probably grab 2 carts. You're really not grabbing any wool, aren't you? So let's set the leather down to 20. That 20. Probably don't need an abundance. That much stuff either. I am going to move these as well. Just to make it line up better with that. I mean, that requires 2, so that's got 2 in it. This requires 1, so this is going to have 1 in it. Just to make life easier for the eyes. I mean, it's not particularly complicated, but greater than 20. Okay. You are to check that. You are to link to that. You are to link to whatever that link does that link to. That links to the 4 gate there. Okay, remove that and that. You are to offset into that. You are to be raw chicken. You are going to be greater than, no, less than 20. Did I get that wrong? Yes, I did. Less than, so if it's less than 20, it's true. Okay, and then you link to that, and then you link to the chicken full function, which is there. Remove those two. And let's do the same here as well. So you link to that, you link to that. You are going to be set to cloth. You are linked to that. That you are going to be set to milk. Okay, you are going to be set to less than 20, 1 minecart worth. You're going to be set to less than 20 as well. And then you are linked to that ball function. You are linked to that ball function, and then remove those two and those two. Awesome sauce. And the final one there, set to flour, link to that. You are set to greater, no, less than 20 as well. Then yes, you are going to be connected to two, aren't you? You're connected to that one and to that one. I can remove those. There we go. Now that makes more sense in my head. They're all lined up directly, so I can just quickly look and go, aha, yes, chicken, that's chicken, that's this, that's the other. Like same I do here, trying to see that one's milk, that one's beef. It makes more sense in my head. Okay, right. So I do want to grab one of these dragons, and it's to grab me some stone. And here, I want to turn off that. Just use resources up here. Get that going. Right, so we're not producing any bread at the moment for some reason. Why we're not producing any bread? We're not producing bread because we don't have anything. Our resources are just not coming up. We are getting loads of milk. Did I break something with the milk? Yeah, we're now getting absolutely loads of milk. That's a problem. Yes, I broke something there somewhere. So we do have a problem here of this going round and round in circles. I think we're going to need to put the timer back here somewhere. The divider to divide our carts up, because they're going to end up like this. For instance, we've got an empty minecart going up here because it's stuck in a loop. I'm also very tempted to separate these barns out. Have two separate barns. One for milk, one for cloth, and same here, one for leather, one for wool. Just so that we've got an excess dump for them. I think that would make more sense. So I can't turn off that rail stop there because I need to empty all the bloody milk out. Right. You join that line there. Because you are full, and You can join that line there. Whoa! Why did you turn around? Why? Why did you turn around? Okay, and then you're going to go and grab. I don't know what you're going to grab. What are you going to get? You going to get anything? I'm going to grab cloth, which is a good thing. You're going to grab cloth, which is a desperately good thing. And then you're going to grab cloth, which is also a desperately good thing. Okay, and the cloth can go in there, and that can help. Actually, that's not the problem. The problem is that we are full on cheese. So why would you be saying true to cloth? What have I done wrong here? That's odd. Why would you be saying true to cloth unless you're saying true to cloth? Which is probably correct. Yes, yeah, you're saying true to cloth. So, yeah, okie dokie, right. Okay, so the issue then is flour. Apparently, we don't have enough flour. So, are you? No, you've got. Wait, what? You got wool inside you? Okay, that's fine. You grab you. Go there. You should trigger on the flour line. Grab some flour, and that will get that going. That being last on the line is causing a bit of an issue. There's a more efficient way to do this that I've just kind of thought. Sorry if I keep going quiet. There was an idea I've been playing with for a little bit in my head, and I'm trying to figure out how I could do it. And I was thinking, at the moment, obviously, we have minecarts come along. This function here will check whether we're allowed to grab whatever item it is and then come down. The drawback is that milk, for instance, milk goes, oh, I'm low. You've got 6 or 7 minecarts lined up here. One grabs it and goes along, and by the time you've travelled all the way along here, all the way along here, all the way up here, all the way along, all the way down here, he goes and drops it off to trigger this to say, oh, I'm done. You've got 10 minecarts full of one type of thing, which, as I said, might work if I can jewel them up and have 2 barns here. We might be able to get away with it, but it doesn't really work in the current context. The idea that I was thinking of was having a double buffer. So we have a barn, and then in front of it you have another barn which is directly on the line with a stop, and in between that you have a grabber, which I think you can turn off grabbers with toggles, and you basically say if this is less than what it desires and the barn that's on the railway track is less than same amount, say 20 for instance, then activate the grabber, and the grabber will start loading the barn, and once the barn is loaded it will then go I've got stuff inside me, so stop loading, and then you haven't got to worry about it sort of going loading more up. I'm sorry, I'm That doesn't it make sense in my head. I can't say how I want to do that, but then I've just thought that will go wrong anyway, because then it would go, I've got more than 20, a cart would grab it, I've got less than 20, this is less than 20, so fill up again, and the next cart will grab it, and the next cart will grab it, and it will still go along. It's the delay is the problem. It's the delay. I need 2 barns up here. That's what it boils down to. I need 2 barns up here. So I'm going to turn off milk and turn off. Nope, I think I'm just going to turn off milk. I think that will be okay. Or in fact, what I could do is thinking this is a problem. This is a problem. I'm not really sure how exactly to fix this issue. I suppose it's just going to boil down to the fact that I need to get these off of there. Yeah, I need to get more minecarts off of there. So let's grab you and put you there. Grab you there. Let's grab you and put you there. Okay, so that's 3-4 minecarts full of flour. Which will help filter this out a little bit, I think. And then that triggers the flour to say, nope, we're done for flour. Shouldn't be able to pick up any more milk for this one. I'm trying to think how I would even put 2 barns in there. Don't know. Maybe this system would work. Maybe the system will work. It's just going to need a bit of convincing, I suppose. I suppose that's probably the best way to say. I'm going to add steam to that as well to speed that up. So yeah, there we go. So instead of being 12 seconds, it's going to take a bit less time. That's going to work, hopefully. We've still got an awful lot of milk on this system, on this run. What are you? You are wool. Okay. Do need to cut that. Now I did want this to come down further and then go back up again, so this would change anyway. Wonder if there's some way I can. I think if we just build the quick that one there, slow and then go fast again. That should be enough to separate them out. Yeah, just enough to allow the single minecarts to go through and the full ones to not interfere with it. So that'll do for the minute. Right. And still got loads of milk in this system. I really don't understand where it all came from. I'm thinking I messed something up when I put this down. When I switched over between one to the other, I had messed something up somewhere, and it allowed loads of carts to grab my milk at once. But anyway, it's working, it's going. I'm going to keep an eye on it for a while and see whether it does actually filter down and gets rid of these carts as it uses resources. I wonder if I messed it up and it's just added too much to it at one go. But I'll keep an idea. It might be I need to set these down to lower than 10, but then it doesn't make any difference because one minecart is 20, so it's always going to deliver 20 minimum. Maybe I'll do the second barn there, I don't know, but that'll probably be in the next episode. So, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this one that I got on farm going, which I'm quite happy with. I hope to see you again in the next one, and until then, as always, have fun.